welcome to EntrepreNINES. I'm Bonni Mace, and normally I'm here with my friend John Wist. We're two Enneagram 9s who took the big leap into the world of entrepreneurship at a similar time, and this podcast is a space where we're inviting you to laugh and learn with us as we work to build businesses with soul. This is episode 22. Well, it's just me on the podcast today, and this won't be a regular happening, but for today, this is what worked best for our friend John as he continues to juggle life and business well, with soul. Today, I want to walk us Enneagram 9s through a bit of encouragement on the journey of becoming. If you're a type 9, lean in. I think you'll need this message because I know I do. If you're not a type 9, listen in because you may glean a new way of supporting your type 9 friends, or maybe the message I'm about to share you actually need too, because we are all human after all. Last week, it was crazy windy for a few days in a row here in Maryland. During these winds, I caught myself watching some of the old, tall trees in my neighborhood. I watched them sway and bend much further than I thought they should be able to at their height and weight. And then it struck me. These trees are alive and well. I can tell by the way they're bending without breaking. If one of these trees were dead right now, we would know it because it absolutely would have snapped under the pressure of the high winds. The beauty of this tree truth struck me. Living things can bend and adapt to life in their surroundings. Dead things snap, break, and they destroy a bunch of stuff on their way down. We type 9s have this bendability as sort of a superpower. When life throws whatever life throws at us, we can bend and we can move with it, finding our equilibrium soon after. I hope you can take a moment as you listen to this and see yourself doing this and doing it well. We type 9s, we are underestimated. We can be a strong, steady force in wild times. We can show others what it's like to bend without breaking. We can weather life's strongest of storms. But let me tell you about another thing these waving trees taught me in the wind. The trees didn't compromise their boundaries as they compensated for the wind. They moved, but they didn't bow to the ground. They didn't twist or orient even into a new direction. Heck, even the flowering trees held on to their buds. My 6-year-old and I went on a walk the day the wind stopped and marveled at a glorious saucer magnolia, at least that's what my plant identifying app called it, still sporting its giant blooms after these storms with 50+ mile per hour winds. I think this is where we 9s need a bit of encouragement. When life blows really hard, we don't have to break, but we don't have to contort either. The dance of bending without compromising is the dance of life. Staying aware of the boundaries you need is extra difficult as a type 9 because knowing who we are in the first place is our unique struggle. One of our fears as 9s is that when we hold these boundaries that help us remain who we are, we might lose our people in the storm. I feel that fear as much as you do, friend. But what I have to remind myself and my fellow 9 pals of is that bending past your boundaries means that people actually lose you. Bending past your boundaries means people lose you. Lately, I've been reflecting on relationships that I've lost over the years. It's often happened to me after some intense storm weathering where we walked through the storm together. And you know what? I did the thing. I was resilient and helpful, and we got through it. But when I look back now, I can see that during the storm, I was bent out of shape. And when I snapped back to the true shape of myself, people didn't recognize me anymore. My adaptability overcompensated, and that made me as unpredictable as the very storm itself. And so, here's me, now older and wiser, looking at you, looking at the trees, and looking at the wind, saying we can be strong in who we are and we can still adapt to life's roughest winds when they come. This balancing act of the trees requires an unseen work. It requires a deep root system plunging further than we can imagine into the earth, shoring up the tree's strength, working to hydrate the bark that makes up the tree we see above the ground, nourishing the leaves and the blooms. We owe ourselves the same care towards our unseen work, investigating the core of who we are and how we feel, not just one time, but as often as we can, growing deeper into who we are, because who we are is good, strong, and needed in this world. I don't know about you, but I can talk myself out of my own personal care faster than anything. I surrender my time. I surrender monetary investments in myself. I surrender introspection. I surrender my voice. I set all this down too quickly. I'm worried that my own growth into who I am will become the storm itself. But what I need to remember, and what I hope you can remember too, is that you are worth your own growth. You are worth being known by yourself. You are worth your own care. And it's only when you can offer these gifts to yourself that you'll be able to receive them from others as well. All right, this makes me think of one more tree analogy, if you can hang with me. It's said that the big old oak trees of the South, like the ones in New Orleans where I grew up, can survive hurricane force winds, not only because they've grown their own roots deep down into the ground, but because as their own roots have grown, they've intersected the roots of other trees. This shores up not only their own safety, but the safety of the other trees around them too. May your longing for unity, peace, and sturdy relationships be encouraged by this picture of trees holding together in their growth, knowing that as you sprawl your own roots, you'll intersect the very depth of relationship and security that you crave. Friends, the world needs you. We need your gifts, we need your business, we need your talents, and we need your voice. But most of all, you need all of these things too. May you come alive to yourself. May you expand in order to fully experience your one beautiful life. I hope you discover the goodness within yourself, then feel brave enough to share it, and then discover that this very gift brings about what you've been hoping for all along. Thanks for listening and for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you being here and hope to be back with you with John next time. Look, while you're here, I'd love it if you could leave a rating and a review in whatever podcasting app you're listening to. This helps our podcast to grow. And you can even share it with a friend if you found some encouragement today. You can also find John and I online at the links in our show notes. Our social media pages and our websites are there, and we always love hearing from you. And you know what? If you go to our Anchor page, you can leave us a voicemail and say hi. Let us know how you're doing. Let us know your struggles. We love sharing your struggles when we do our Struggle is Real episode, and share something you're loving with us. Anyway, it's great to be here, and I will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.